Happy Tuesday. I'd like to send my condolences to everybody that was affected in the Texas flood. Men, women, children, whoever was affected. My condolences to you if you lost somebody. Um, I can't imagine being in that situation. I like when I found out about it, I I shed a tear. I cried because you know a lot of people. Can you imagine for a second that you about to go celebrate the Fourth? Your kids is in camp, your daughter's in camp, and this flood would come through. People lost houses, their property, their businesses, their cars. The damage that flood did is crazy. I would also like to send my condolences to Young Noble, who tragically killed himself. Oh man, yeah. I was supposed to do this yesterday, and I didn't have the energy to do it. And as I sit back and we wake up and we see so much BS, that we see on TV, right? See so much BS, right? But then there's things that affect you. I don't know anybody out there in Texas, but that story did affect me mentally because, first of all, nobody wants to hear of anybody losing anybody, regardless of what the situation is. We don't want to lose anybody. We understand that it does happen. But not, honestly, I can't find the words to say, but my apologies to those that, and I don't even mean to say my apologies. Like I said, I can't even find the words to say because that affected me, even though I'm in California, that affected me. When we talk about mental health, right? Everybody that's affected by that flood mentally is going through something, especially the parents, right? Especially the parents. I give you so much love and respect. I know right now the days may seem a little bit dark, and they're not even a little bit. The days seem dark. Hopefully you are able to find the light at the end of the tunnel so you can keep pushing on. For every parent, that's every parent's worst nightmare. So please give much power to everybody that's affected in Texas. Young Noble. Man, some of the things that I was reading in the comments, right, kind of made me a little bit mad with the Young Noble situation. Because a lot of people was like, I knew he was going through an issue because he went at Nas. What? What the hell does that have to do with anything? I'm happy that I was born in the 80s, that I was able to experience the 90s in real time, that I was able to experience the 90s in real time. Just because a man disses another man, don't mean that he's crazy. From what, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you just from what was given to me, and I ain't did my research on it. Um, but it goes like this. Young Noble had a heart attack. Young Noble was given medication to take. We all know that some medicines, right, the side effect to that is suicide. You can look at damn near any infomercial. Some infomercials is going to tell you the side effect is suicide, suicidal thoughts. Now that's some cold shit. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine you taking some medication to make you better, but the side effect is suicidal thoughts? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's some cold shit. It makes you ask yourself, right? Makes you ask yourself, you couldn't prescribe nothing else. Now, this is just me, right? Like I said, I've not did no research. I don't know for sure. This is just the thought that came when I heard of him passing away and how he passed away. Okay, like that's that was just my thought. Do I believe it was foul play? Not of now. Like I said, I don't know anything, and I have not thought of foul play. You know, but mental health is real. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my story. Okay, for me, I had to when I was young. I had to keep a family secret, and and not only that. You probably heard me express this before on here, but when I was 4, I seen my stepdad die. He had a heart attack in front of me. He died. Throughout my teenage years, time in middle school, I never voiced how it bothered me. I went on with my day as any other day, but it bothered me Father's Day. It bothered me. The last meal that he was cooking for me, my favorite meal when I was a child was spaghetti. That was the last meal he was cooking. When he had the heart attack, it was on in the kitchen. He sat in the living room floor, looked me in my eyes, and passed away. Started doing the shaking, foaming at the mouth. He hit the floor. And honestly, I had seen him have at least about 5 heart attacks before that one. And it's kind of like what Biggie said when he said when Pac got shot. Like, I thought he was going to make it through, but this particular heart attack, when me and him connected eyes, I knew there was this look that he had in his eyes where he was looking at me, but he wasn't looking at me. It was like he was looking through me. So I remember I kept that. I kept it. 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 I didn't talk to nobody about it. I kept it inside. I kept the secret inside from my family. Before I had kids, right? Before I had kids, my mental health was fucked up because I did what everybody wanted me to do and never what I wanted to do. If my parents wanted me to do this, I did it. It wasn't until I started having kids to where I said, this is what I wanted to do. And certain things you can't because you still got to work and provide for your kids, right? When I had kids, I was able to put them first because at the time before I had them, I couldn't even put myself first. I had not got over what had happened to me as a child. I started drinking, okay? And I thought about suicide often. Not because I wanted to hurt myself. It was just because whatever he's seen, it didn't scare me as a child. It just made me more aware. And that's what's so crazy is that's the first time. A lot of times I heard, when you're young, but that's the first time it hit. You love it and let it go. And there's times where I still have those type of feelings and I can go back. I can remember the scent that was in the air. I can remember what I was wearing. I can remember what he was wearing. I started drinking right after high school, numbing myself. Yeah, I would go to work, but I was unhappy at work because I was like, why am I here? Why am I at work when I need to be at home or I need to be doing something to heal myself? It wasn't until I was in my 30s to where I was able to actually start healing myself. I was still looking in the past. I was still stuck in that moment. last Saturday, me and my kids went to a mental health event, which was a beautiful thing. Happy I took them. It was a beautiful, beautiful event. And for me, I can't even lie to you. Like, look, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Sometimes it's not necessarily love that one is searching for, it's identity and purpose. When you don't have identity and purpose, you tend to fall for everything that gets put into your way. Two, because a lot of people like to think logically, and sometimes in life you can't think logically. You have to think outside of the box sometimes to find answers. You can't sit up here and think the way that society is structured, that it is structured for people of me and you, of blacks. It's not. Okay? It's not. So there's a lot of stuff that we deal with in our community that a lot of other communities don't deal with. Since I've in the ghetto, right? Since I was young, what I never could understand, right, was how is it that after high school, right, some of the women, they started having babies. They started having babies by older men. Niggas that was in their late 20s, right? Not even the early 20s. You had some, but you had some that was in their late 20s, 30s, fucking with these youngsters. The shit that we see in our community, the everyday selling of drugs, seeing the fiends, hearing hearing police sirens, hearing the gunshots. The arguments, the fights. What we experience is in the community is and not to mention like I said, mental health. You could be in a nice big home and dealing with the fact that maybe your parents don't give you enough time. You want your parents around, they not. They at work all the time. Mental health is a lot. I know back in the days I didn't like to be by myself. I couldn't be by myself. I just couldn't. Sometimes, yeah, there were some times, of course, but a lot of times I couldn't be by myself. I became, real quick, let me say this. I remember one time I went and told my friends my situation that happened to me when I was younger, right? This is what made me go within and not even ask for help. And when I did ask for help, right? And naive me going to my friends, right? My friends started making fun of me about the story that I told them that happened to me. Silly me at the time didn't know that they were even talking about me until somebody told me. Mental health is fucking real, especially when you don't have real people around you. That was the difference between some of my suburb friends and my friends that lived in the hood. There was a pain that me and my friends in the hood had that I didn't have with my friends that lived in the nice homes. It was disconnected. Look, if you if you're dealing with something, please let somebody know. Okay? Let somebody know. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. And I know that it, trust me, I know it's not easy. It's not easy. It takes a fighter to be able to fight through mentally and to see the light at the end of the tunnel and get there by any means necessary. By any means necessary. We all know that life is not promised. The best thing that we could do is right now is to give our best. Fuck the distractions. Stay away from the fucking distractions because the distractions ain't gonna do nothing. They're gonna distract you from your purpose. Stay away from the distractions. Okay? There's a lot of distractions out there. They want to consume you. They do not want you to sit up here and to think like the God that you are. They want you in fear. Okay? That's how this machine operates. It operates through fucking fear. If you're scared,